There is a project that I prepared for a year. The name of this project is Wine King's Pick. I persuaded tens of importers to participate in this project, and they presented hundreds of wines for a perfect blind tasting. A perfect blind tasting? What does it mean? Meaning we had information only about their price ranges, and we didn't know what they were. We selected precious 52 wines among them. Why 52 wines then? It's because without tasting them, we didn't know how many good wines we would have. During this tasting, we praised all the good wines and we cursed all the bad wines. And the satisfying result was only with 52 wines. For this project, I invited Peter to South Korea. So the plane is leaving. Finally.
With us on it.
This car?
No, the only reason I say that is because for sure they've got wine and wine glasses in there.
So, should we borrow some wine glasses there? Okay, we can ask. Come here, Peter. We can ask.
Which way are we going?
To this car, you want to borrow wine glasses from this car, right?
I want to look who's there! Oh my goodness! Are you guys?
Welcome to Korea! Are you thirsty?
Of course.
전시품인 줄 알았더니 먹어도 되나?
Oh my god.
Meaning you like it. It's not bad to start your stay in South Korea.
Fantastic.
And we have 2 bottles.
So, all of you guys have to share one bottle?
And you're gonna drink water, right?
Yeah, right.
I prepared this for you.
And beautiful glasses.
That's the glasses that I prepared. So this is for me because you have water.
We were always right, Jay. Flutes are the best because look at that.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we can develop some bouquet over here.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way to go. Look how beautiful it is. Tell me you should be drinking this out of a regular wine glass.
No.
No.
Konbae! This is a very, very narrow little street, 마장동 먹자골목. Meaning there are many, many restaurants specialized in beef. There is a restaurant called 고깃집 아들.
Oh, how many?
And here's our master Peter.
Bogi Chief Adel.
Yeah, he is guarding this restaurant.
I'm making sure nobody comes in here because they're going to steal my meat.
Nobody's gonna steal your meat except for me. We've done our all red wine tasting here.
Yeah.
고깃집 아들. Let's get inside.
Here come the troublemakers.
We're gonna taste many wines today. Many, many wines. These wines and more wines we're gonna taste.
Okay. Can't scare me.
Currently we are in South Korea. Dozens of importers, they presented hundreds of wines for us to taste. And we're gonna evaluate the quality.
I love to do that.
And we're gonna recommend only the best quality wines to our subscribers.
Within price ranges.
Yeah.
And we taste blind.
We taste all blind. That's
All
the reason
blind.
why we see all the bottles are covered with paper bags.
So all we will know then is the color, which is not too difficult, and the price range.
Right.
Okay.
How clever you are. We are in South Korea, and these importers are South Koreans. So we divide it into South Korean price ranges. But half of our subscribers, they're outside of South Korea. So we have to think about them too. South Korean wine market is quite small compared to other major big markets. So the offer price from winery, it's quite expensive because we import small volume.
Right.
And then we have a very high tax on wine. So normally our wine's price is more than double. We are going to begin with 1만 원대 와인.
1만 원대 wine.
Yeah, great.
Okay.
Meaning around $10 wine.
Around $10.
Yeah.
So under 10 to a little bit around 10.
Yeah.
And that's the entry-level category.
Yes. I really try to minimize that gap.
That gap between if it's America or Europe or South Korea.
Let's start.
Bonne dégustation.
Bonne dégustation. What do you think about the wines here?
Il Manonte wines.
Around 10.
Yeah, that's what I say. They taste like around $10. That's my point. Not very impressive. Some recipe winemaking here, sort of pandering to people who think they like lots of oak and sugar and things like that. There was one wine that had terribly manipulated oak chips or whatever it was. This isn't the end of the flight, so let's see how we go.
Okay.
I don't feel really strongly about recommending any one of these. Oh, question for you. Let's say we taste a flight of 15 wines and they're all not good. That means we don't have to recommend any.
If we can recommend something, then
Just say which was the least worst.
that's not the best way to recommend. It's just the beginning now. You're getting more and more difficult.
Okay, so we recommend the best of the
Yeah,
bunch.
we
Okay.
recommend the best.
All right.
You just talked about the recipe winemaking, the bad winemaking, right?
Well, no, it's not bad. Recipe winemaking is an insult to the consumer. Because what it says is our consumers don't know anything. We need to give them oak because they think oak is good, so they use chips or staves or whatever. We need to give them sugar because they're not really ready for dry wine. And we need to make it super smooth and bland because, after all, we don't want them to have to deal with acid and tannin.
For me, this fourth wine was a very, very recipe winemaking.
Okay, I thought the first one was by far the most recipe.
Wine number 88, in the mouth it was very oily.
That's the oak.
Yeah, the oil from
they
the
used
oak.
the oak. Yeah. So this was my least favorite of the four. Wine number 71 was bland in every way.
Yeah.
From a nondescript color to a nondescript nose, tannic, and ultimately for me, thin.
And it was very bitter.
So that's what happens when you've got the tannins and you don't have the fruit, because I'm guessing again it was probably Bordeaux varieties.
And it tasted very medicine-like as well.
These people must be sitting out there saying, why do we watch these guys? They don't even like wine.
We just don't like some of these wines.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
but we love wine.
Oh yeah, we should do. Your chance?
It smelled very much red fruit, then black fruit. It was very dry. For me, this wine is the best.
It was certainly a step up from the other two.
This wine number 34.
Yeah. Quiet on the nose, the sort of milk chocolate entry, structured in the mouth, tannin, grippy. This is real wine, okay? It's medium length, it's a nice wine. A little bit hot, but this was the most made like wine.
Honest producer.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you know who the producer is?
We have hundreds of producers here.
That's correct. Wine number 56.
Not as manipulated as wine number 88. I thought I picked up some cool green on the nose. More sort of lead me again to Bordeaux varietals. But I do like the wine. It's got nice weight in the middle. It's got some structure, also some fruit. It's got a nice finish.
Smooth finish.
Yeah. The consumer who buys $10 wine wants this. It's difficult to teach people about wine with these two wines because we are trying to teach them to evaluate a grape and the terroir and this and that and the other. By the time you move from this to the next level, the wines get drier, more structured, and so then they have to really undergo a learning process.
If you don't know anything about wine, you could start with wine number 56, then move to wine number 34.
I would agree with that.
Shall we move on?
Yeah, this is just 4 and we've taken 2 hours. So
이거 좀 버려줘요.
that was the best cuvee you just threw away.
That's not nice, Peter.
Then we're going to name them, aren't we?
We
Afterwards,
are
we
going to
go
just
our
unveil the
Yeah.
best wines.
Only the best.
Yeah. What our viewers want to know is,
Which are the best?
what wine should I drink?
And what our importers want to know is not which was the worst.
Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to prepare this kind of event.
Exactly.
Nobody would participate.
They run us out of town.
Yeah. We are kind of nice.
No, I think that's fair. I mean, we love wine, right?
You're right.
We want to see the best, not hammer the worst.
Oh, yeah, right.
And in fact, that's what I always say when we do these tastings. We will expose ourselves to these ugly wines
Yeah.
so that you don't have to.
Sounds a little bit sad to me. Because we always do that.
We've got our livers on the line just for you guys.
Yeah.
Woo! It's strong.
So what do you think about overall quality?
It's a big relief to me. The last three were much better than the previous one.
I agree. The varietal characteristics, the characteristics from the country was more pronounced and evident on this flight, no?
Overall, they were better wines. Therefore, you would get better definition and more easy to recognize where it came from.
On the previous flight, it was difficult for me, but on this flight, I think there are more Chilean wines here.
I like the wines.
Good news.
Yeah.
So, do you have something to recommend here?
For me, the best wine was the last one.
For me too. I liked it much.
Yeah. I gave it a good score. So number 28 was my best wine.
Uh-huh.
Let's hear your notes on it.
It smelled lots of blackberry. It was oaky, but it was acceptable. And smoky with a good fruit. And the finish was long. That was a medium long finish for me.
I made the same comment.
That was impressive.
Yeah.
Nicely smooth, and I liked it very
So my notes are in many ways similar. It's just a balanced, pleasing wine. It's a good wine to have with the steak. I thought it was a successful wine.
We can have steak today evening with this wine.
Yay! Yeah! The only reason that I hesitate was, why do I have to wait that long?
Yeah, because we have to work on it.
There's something weird with 45.
Yeah.
There's this crazy oak and then a very powerful smell of green olives.
Green olives, exactly. And lots of rosemary too.
And rosemary.
Yeah.
I didn't pick that up, but you're right.
It's too heavy, isn't it?
Yeah.
At the same time, the quince characteristic was very pronounced for me.
Just not working for me. All right.
Wine number 64.
It's very sweet on the nose now in the glass, but true sweetness, not a sweetness from the fruit, not from American oak or whatever. A very nice wine. Had some grip, but I found it balanced. I thought I detected some Bordeaux varieties here, but there's a sweetness there, sort of jamminess. That the wine doesn't taste overripe.
For me, this one is on the edge of being properly oaky and overly oaky.
They're picking up lots of oak on the nose. It didn't really affect me all that much on the palate. Wine number one. Let's hear what you have to say.
It's also oaky, smoky. It's very quincy. So, seems to me it's from Chile, the Bordeaux grape varieties.
I said Chile too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So for Chilean wine.
Well, but maybe we just gone crazy, you know.
Why are we going crazy?
I got Chilean too. And
Yeah. Then it should be Chile.
And I got some cigar box and
I think this is Cabernet.
yeah.
So we liked wine number 28 very, very much.
Right. And then a toss-up almost between 64 and 1.
Yeah. But wine number 1 is slightly better.
Slightly better is what you said. Okay.
Slightly better.
Number 1, by a whisker. By a whisker.
By a whisker. By a whisker or by whiskers?
By a whisker.
By a whisker. All right.
And then we also recommend 56 and 34.
So we have 5 wines here. Good. So shall we see what they are?
Do you want to see all of the 5?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Wine number 34. A knife.
That's the Korean version of the Swiss Army knife.
Okay, our first recommendation, Trivento, Argentina, Malbec, limited edition reserve, 2020.
Limited edition.
Yep.
Never heard such bullshit in my life. So that's the milk chocolate.
Milk
Was
chocolate.
The Malbec, yeah.
56. Our second recommendation in this price category, Il Maronte wine.
Il Maronte wine.
Yes. In $10 price range.
Lindemann Shiraz.
Lindemann Shiraz, Bin 50. Vintage is 2020. Do you want to taste it one more time? Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers. Acceptable wine.
64. Hardest stamp, Shiraz Cabernet 2020. And then, number 1. What is this? It's 1887. Yes, it's Chilean. We said it's Chilean, right?
Yeah.
1887 Reserva. Cabernet Sauvignon. It's from Valle Central. The vintage is... Where is the vintage? Vintage is 1887.
2020.
2020, where did you find it? Ah, okay. It's hard to read.
Yeah, it is.
2020.
No, that was a nice one. Last one was nice too.
It has very, very strong varietal character. And then...
The winner!
The winner of Il Manonte wine. Wine number 28. Santa Helena varietal Cabernet Sauvignon 2021. Wow. I think this one is one of the cheapest one here.
I'm sure it is.
But it's the best. This is impressive. I love it.
Yeah.
This is really good. This is really entry level.
Because, you know, sometimes they try too hard. You've got really honest, good grapes. Just make wine for people to drink.
Yeah.
At a reason, make the people happy. But you've got so much choice. What's our real job? What do we expect you to do with those wines? So you go out there and you find the wine and say, okay, that's what real wine is supposed to taste like.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, of course.
So that the next time you find real wine, when you're drinking one of the hundreds of wines at this price point out there, you say, this is also real wine. So that's the teaching value of this. Because we can't taste everything. We'd love to, but we just can't.
So I would love to say, if you choose one of these 5, then you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
But these two have really strong varietal characteristics. So we can learn about wine from these two strongly.
Yeah, yeah. Although the second Shiraz has got good varietal character. It showed the Cabernet, but then when I realized that it was more than just Cabernet, the Shiraz comes out.
All right. Yeah. Then let the Shiraz comes out one more time. If you want to learn about wine seriously from Peter and me, please click on the join button right next to the subscription box. Then click on Wine Class Join button. This is way better than any other wine school in the world. If you don't like it, you can cancel it anytime.